Good morning. As you can see, it is now Sunday the 22nd of May. Yesterday we had our election and holy shit, I got a text from a friend late last night, and let's just say we both recognised that the outcome of the election means that we're all screwed. Here in Australia we're fucked. There's going to be very along the lines of the Democrats in the UK, in America. I'll call him Albo Sleazy. He's very much like a simple, younger version of Dementia Joe. He's a moron. My cat has more intelligence than what he has. Not just the way he talks, but he is just how many gaffes and mistakes he makes. He is not up to muster for being a Prime Minister. He is embarrassing, and he is a puppet, hence the Potato Head Joe comment. Okay? Now, these, I've had 2 Google alerts, and they're bloody amazing. You should all get them for whatever topic that fancies you or you're curious about. You don't have to search for this shit. It comes to you. You got it, and you get it straight from the source. You can download it, email it to yourself so it's secured, save it before it even gets changed or altered through the metaverse, which does happen, believe it or not. But anyway, it's all about the WellFAREcamp and the planes here in Australia, especially here in Queensland. As you can see, this one is from the May 19th, but it came to me on the 21st, so yesterday. There's an ex-Virgin, which is, once again, Richard Branson, who came to fame with Virgin through Virgin condoms back in the UK, and then from Boy George, a gay man. So there you go. Link the two together. He likes sex with men. Safe sex with men. But anyway, Richard Branson and the first Virgin. I was doing my school work experience in high school back in the late 80s, and a friend of mine went and applied to do work experience at Virgin Melbourne, which was the only store at that stage. And the next, Boy George was hitting the shops, hitting the stores with his Karma Chameleon. She was working there. We got to go and meet Boy George and have a photo taken with him, which was really quite fascinating, quite interesting at the time. He was a very nice man, but that's how long back he goes. So the link between Virgin and Australia, especially Melbourne being the black knob of the world here in Australia, I'll call it a knob because he's a dickhead down there. He's a prick, so hence the term is quite appropriate. So Virgin Australia, we obviously when the pandemic, with all of the lockdowns, and there was no air flight happening within Australia, let alone overseas, all of the airlines were letting staff go and also asking for huge government support to keep the airline industries up and running. And so, of course, now there's this extra Virgin 777 plane, 777 airliner or whatever it is. So they've now sent it to WellCamp. As you can see, it went from WellCamp to Brisbane last week and has touched down in Honolulu. So this plane, which the Australian taxpayers basically own, theoretically, not on paper, but we own by attribution by paying the most money for it, and it's gone from Melbourne to Brisbane, to WellCamp here in Toowoomba, to Brisbane, and now it's gone to Honolulu, stopping at Fiji. It is one or two owned or operated. I've been purchased in November 2020 by a US-based MBK bank. Who the hell are they? Anyone in the US? Can you tell me who the UMB bank are? Utter maniacal bastards, it could be. It could be anything, I don't know, but they own it now. So the Australian taxpayer obviously kept it funding, and now they've taken it and stolen resources from us. But anyway, the jet took place from Brisbane on Wednesday the 18th, so that's 4 days ago now. So all these planes that are coming out that I see from my balcony, I see all of this. And so it went there, and the biggest story to all of this is why is Australia having aircraft going at WellCamp? We know that there's an international airport there, that Mr. Wagner, who is, as I've likened to the Australian Bill of Hell, Billy Goat's Gates of Hell counterpart, and he has started, and the next one you'll actually see what I'm talking about. So anyway, it's going to remain there, and went to Hell Camp on the 23rd of October. It gives you a bit of history of where it was in 2020 and how it gets to be where it is now. And now there's some award. Hello, I'm Adam Thorne from Aviation Australia. Let's have a watch of this. If it doesn't go for too long, a minute.
Hello, I'm Adam Thorne from Australian Aviation, and I am thrilled to announce the launch of our brand new premier event in 2022, the Australian Aviation Awards. The awards are a benchmark for excellence for everyone working within Australia's aviation community. There are a multitude of categories to enter that will recognise your dedication to the success, growth and advancement of our great sector. Nominations and submissions to the awards are now open, and you can nominate either a dedicated peer or business for the chance to take to the stage, or submit for yourself. This is an incredible opportunity to rise as a leader in our competitive industry and celebrate your achievements, contribution and hard work over the last year. Get involved today by visiting the link below, and I look forward to seeing your entry.
Okay, and what a cheesy smile he had. And the fact that you can nominate yourself tells you that it's not really a real event. It is a self-promotion thing. This is false. This is paid advertising under the guise of it being an event. So I think it's all a load of rubbish. But anyway, why all these things like the Air Force 100 centenary of Air Force galleries? We've had, and of course the Queensland Premier, the Palachuk, she's come out, just after Anzac Day, the 24th, so maybe the 25th or the 26th of this month, or last month I should say, saying, that Queensland has got that 5 years of that huge air show, and that's when we had the jets flying over. So all of a sudden now we're sort of promoting. I thought everything was going drones. So we've got now huge. We're having more of the military drones being built here in Australia, and they're all being built in this place. Is this their way of trying to hide and manipulate who the fuck is coming here? Because of the international airport that's at WellCamp through Mr. Wagner? The Queensland government don't own it. They buy it. They rent it. So the whole World Economic Forum where you'll own nothing and you'll be happy, that's not just the civilians. That's the government too. You understand that, don't you? There's a big shift in money moving forward. They know that the government is going to end up crumbling. People are going to crack the shits and have had enough, and be doing like in the old days. We're going to have a revolution. I'm not saying heads are going to come off like the French Revolution, and I'm not saying that people are going to be hung, drawn and quartered, or they're going to be, in some way murdered, but there is going to be a major revolution. And I think the governments know that, and so they're now starting to funnel all of the money that they're setting up before everything falls to private enterprise through the World Economic Forum and through the UN, which are a bunch of bastards. They don't care about us. We're just the sheep. And what do you get from sheep? You get them, they clear your land for you, they'll eat all the grass, so you don't have to mow it. You get wool from them, which makes products, wool keeps you warm. They use the meat, you eat the meat, you drink the milk. You make, products from the milk, whether it's cheese, products for cleaning, because it's a very, surfactant, I don't even know the word to say. It's a very subtle product to use, so it's a good cleanser. So they that's all we are. We're nothing. And I also found something all about, many months ago, there was talking about that Bill Gates, or Microsoft I should say, patent for people becoming, cryptocurrency, 60606, remember that one? That was like 2 years ago. Well, it's come back again, but this time they're not really talking about the cryptocurrency, and I'll have to do another video on that. I've just got to find it. They're talking about people being human batteries. Yes, the human body is a battery. There you go. And when you look back, the last time I ever heard of human bodies being batteries was in science fiction movies, and there was a specific science fiction movie, I'll just keep moving through this so you can read it yourself, which was called Space Vampires, and it was Colin Wilson, I think, that wrote that, and it's about a spaceship that gets sends out a distressing signal, and they stop and they pick up, get on board, just like an alien. They board this aircraft which is sending out a distress signal. They find these pods, like what you see, those little pod things, with these sexy ladies in them, and they think, whoa, this is quite nice. These poor ladies have sent out a distress signal. We better rescue them. And they bring them on board their ship, and there is a crappy movie on it from like 1970, I think it is, or 1980. Pretty shit. You can probably find it on YouTube. And and these women come back to life, and then they mesmerise like the sirens, the mermaids, that have the siren that sort of hypnotise people, so they can get what they want, and they drain the life force of these men. And that's the last time I sort of saw human battery, apart from, but again it's sort of in a different way, because it can be done in so many ways, was the Chris Watts case, that horrible man that in Colorado, that and I got quite obsessed. I did a video on the Australian and the American version of the books, and he dumped them in a battery, and the song that he was listening to from Metallica was Battery. So to see all of this, that's 3 batteries within two and a bit years. It's a bit horrifying. But anyway, I've got one more video to do. I'll try to put them all together, but it'll be too long. So Virgin, WellCamp, the United States, private money being taken from the country through legal channels, but really defrauding the Australian public. But anyway, take care, look after yourselves. Bye.